was a wonderful grand liturgy here at Canterbury Cathedral. It had many elements that you would expect in any Anglican Eucharist from anywhere in the world. But it was not an overly English service, which was a lovely thing. I mean, the choir of men and boys sang, and the wonderful cathedral organ roared, and it was a lovely, lovely service in so many respects. But there were dancers from Melanesia. There were many languages from around the world used in addition to English. And so you could kind of feel the breadth and the depth and the diversity of the Anglican Communion gathered together in this service. But it still had all the sort of pomp and pageantry that you would expect from any gathering of a bunch of Anglicans. Well, I was particularly moved by the Bishop of Colombo's sermon. I thought he gathered together lots of ideas and themes that a lot of us have been thinking about and praying about and studying about in recent years. And really quite moving in many respects. I also thought that the gospel procession today, which was beautifully done by the Malaysian singers and dancers, and where they brought a boat which would be reflective of their place in the world and their culture. They brought a boat before the altar, and the deacon placed the book of the Gospels into the boat, and then danced with the boat down to the Compass Rose in the middle of Canterbury Cathedral, so that the gospel could be read by the deacon. It was really just a very powerful and moving moment. But there's also wonderful singing with all the bishops and the choirs and bishop spouses and all the guests of the Archbishop who were here today, ecumenical guests. It's a wonderful singing in the cathedral, and it really lifted your spirits and lifted your soul. There seems to be a very good spirit in the conference. It's in these opening days, we've had an opportunity to talk to bishops from all around the world. Many, of course, are old friends that we've known in other times and places, other meetings of the communion, boards and committees of the communion, and then now to be together and study together, to pray together, to work together, and talk about the very serious issues of mission and ministry for the life of the world that calls us together. And I think Archbishop Rowan has set a wonderful tone for the beginning of the meeting, and I think people are putting their arms around one another and asking the hard questions about how we move forward from where we are.